Hello students and viewers, how are you all? I hope all of you are fine and safe. This is your Arindam sir and you are watching Revision Learning. So students, I hope that you are all clear about our first topic that we have discussed yesterday on the understanding the laws. Till now in this chapter, we have discussed about the introduction or what is a law. Then we have discussed what is the need for laws. Why do we need laws? Okay. Then we have discussed some rights or some evil customs that were removed or abolished by the laws, like the right to education act and all. Then the practice of untouchability, which was removed according to our constitution. They made a law. Okay, these things we have discussed. Then we have discussed about the equality before the law. Does the law gives equal rights to all its citizens? Is everyone, irrespective of their social status, gets the equal law or are equal before the eyes of the law? So these things we have discussed in our last video. If you have not yet seen the video, then please go to that video, check the video and see whether you have understood everything or not. You can comment in the comment section below that if you have any doubts or queries, you can clear it out. Okay, and by the meantime we start our today's session. Please subscribe to Revision Learning, press the bell icon. If you like my explanation, then please like this video, share it to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe Revision Learning and press the bell icon. Okay students, so today in this video session we'll discuss how new laws are formed in India. Okay, so for formulating a new law, the basic role is the Parliament's role. Okay, Parliament of India formulates the laws at the central level. In case of the states, or the state legislatures, or you can say the governor, they formulates the law at the state level. So at the union level, at the central level, Parliament of India formulates the law, and from the Parliament of India, if the same law is to be implemented or if some different law is to be implemented in a particular state, then the state's governor or the state's legislature, the same thing, they formulates the law in the state level. Okay, most of the laws originates in the Lok Sabha, and once passed in Lok Sabha, it goes to the Rajya Sabha. Now what is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha? I hope all of you know this. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are the two houses of the parliament. Okay, one is the lower house, that is Lok Sabha, and one is the upper house, that is Rajya Sabha. And the members, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, are very much important to implement a bill, to implement a law, to discuss on a particular matter. These houses are very important. In Lok Sabha, the members are directly elected by the people from different territorial constituencies in the state. Rajya Sabha members, whereas, are elected by the elected members of the state legislative assemblies. Okay, so most of the laws originate in Lok Sabha, and after Lok Sabha it goes to the Rajya Sabha. Now Rajya Sabha has the right to accept or to reject or to amend a bill. Amend means make minor changes, making a minor change. Okay, Rajya Sabha can accept a bill or Rajya Sabha can reject a bill. Rajya Sabha has the right. Okay, Rajya Sabha, like most of the candidates or the members of the Rajya Sabha, if the bill is okay for everyone, then they will accept it, or if the bill is totally against their views or opinions, then they will definitely reject it. Or sometimes what happens, like some of the bills get amended. So in such a scenario, the Rajya Sabha decides to amend a bill, and the same bill then again returns to the originating house, that is the Lok Sabha again. Now there are some processes of formulating new laws. Okay, here we can see that the processes are divided into the following steps. Now the first step is a bill is introduced in the parliament. So whenever the parliament thinks that now it's time to introduce a bill or introduce a law, then for formulating a law, the first step is to introduce a bill in the parliament. Okay, after introducing a bill in the parliament, the second step is that the bill is passed in the parliament. The bill has to pass in the parliament in order to move forward. Okay, so the first process is the introducing a bill in the parliament and the same bill should be passed in the parliament. The third process is that the bill is then sent to the President of India for his or her assent. Assent means permission or approval. Okay, so once the bill get passed in the parliament, then the third process is that the bill should go to the President of India for his approval. Now once the bill is adopted in the parliament, before going to the approval portion, whenever the bill is adopted in the parliament, then it becomes an act. For example, the Right to Information Act and all, so many acts are there. Okay, and then when an act gets the assent, gets the approval of the President of India, then it becomes a law. Okay, so most probably you are confused in between act and law. So there is a difference between act and law. The difference is like this. A law is defined basically as an assemblage of rules, okay, and the regulations that are indispensable and must be followed. Law is the rules and regulations that everyone should follow, whereas an act is approved by the respective legislature. And in the India's case, the state legislative assembly or the Parliament of India can approve an act. Okay, so this is the basic difference, that a law, whenever it is imposed, every citizen of that particular country should abide the law, whereas an act is approved by the state legislative council or assembly or by the Parliament of India. A law ensures that the people will strictly follow the rules and regulations. The law ensures that every citizen should strictly follow its rules and regulations. An act is employed in specific situations. Okay, an act is an example of any type of act. Like recently, Citizen Amendment Bill Act. Okay, this came, so everyone protested on this and all. So it's not like, if there is an act, it's not like everyone have to approve it or everyone should abide it. Okay, they can protest it, they may not like an act, but if any law is imposed anywhere, then everyone should accept the law. Everyone have to accept the law. They are bound to accept it. Okay, law is totally defined to stop evil practices, maintain public order, and most importantly to protect fundamental rights. And acts are made to make people aware of certain rules and regulations in a particular place. So this is the basic difference between a law and an act. So I hope you are all clear about the law and act. Now we are done with this, how new laws are formed. We know that Parliament of India formulates the law, and there are some processes through which a law is made. But the question is that we know the Parliament formulates a law, but how they gets the idea? Suddenly, after waking up from the morning, they won't say that, okay, today I want to make a law. It's not like this. Okay. The question is that how Parliament get to know that which laws are required to be made. How Parliament decides. So there are many ways through which it takes place. Okay. The first is the issues raised by different groups of the society. Any tribe, any portion, like the minority society or any general people, okay, the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribe, anyone, any portion of the society, if they raise some issues which they think according to them it's not perfect, it's not going well, then the Parliament will think on that particular issue and they will try to make a law based on that issue. Okay, so relating to this issue, first point, different types of protest. Definitely if there is any issue, then protests will be there. Okay, or sometimes for anything, like for recently as I told you about the Citizen Amendment Act or Citizen Amendment Bill. Based on that bill, everyone raised their voice. The protest were there by a section of the society. Okay, the citizens raised their voice and all. So after that, the government was bound to think that whether they should implement that bill, implement that act or not. Okay, so the role of people is very important. Different types of protests Third point I have written, the voice of the citizens. These are very important because after raising one particular issue only, then only a parliament can get the idea that what type of law they should implement or what type of law they should make. Okay. The fourth one is very important, the role of TV reports, media and newspaper. The role of media is very important because everywhere if you see that any incidents are going on or something is going on or any protest or anything is going on, then the media will cover the entire report and all, and they will spread it to the throughout the country. So from the TV reports, from the media persons, from the newspaper, the parliament can get to know that what type of protests are going on, then they will think on that particular matter. So these are some of the process through which the parliaments or get to know or get the idea which laws are required to be made. Okay, now one example I have given you. The example is many social groups raised their voice against domestic violence. Okay, so what is domestic violence? Domestic violence is a behavior used by a person when in a relationship like a husband or wife, when the assault is done by a husband to his wife, either physically, mentally, sexually or emotionally, or you can say financially. Okay, so many ways. Whenever any violence is done against a woman, when both the man and woman are in a relationship, especially the husband-wife relationship, that in such a matter, in such a scenario, this violence is called the domestic violence. So, and means in Hindi we say that it's gharelu hingsa. So based on this domestic violence, and this domestic violence is very common. Okay, in the entire country or in almost every society, there are some houses where domestic violence prevails. So based on this, the many social groups, okay, raised their voice against the domestic violence, and after whenever they raised the voice, after that only the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act came into existence in the 2006. So now you can understand the role of people. Okay, thus we can say that the people play a very pivotal role in helping the parliament to frame any law which can address different concerns of this particular society or of different concerns of a particular state. So that means the role of people while making a parliament to know which types of laws they are required to make, it's very important. The law or the role of people is very important. The success of a democracy ultimately depends upon the role of the people or role played by its citizens. So students, I hope that you are all clear about how new laws are formulated, how new laws are formed in India. In our next video, we'll discuss the rest portion of your chapter. We'll discuss about unpopular and controversial laws. So till then, take care, stay safe, and don't forget to subscribe Revision Learning and press the bell icon. So students, see you in our next class. Sayonara.